Alright, next up is our first sort of boss encounter, and this one is Stage 25, Dirty Rotten Azulmagia. I'm also going to talk about the achievement Perfect Blue for this one. Now, you don't have to do Perfect Blue for this, but I figure if we're clearing it, we might as well talk about it anyway. So, for Perfect Blue, you have to kill Azulmagia while also getting Too Fast, Too Furious, which is completing within 7 minutes and 15 seconds. Can't touch this, so you take 0 damage. And Total Mastery, so you use all 6 elements and all 3 damage types, which are Blunt, Piercing, and Slashing. So my spell loadout for this, actually I'm going to open up the bonus details again. So we have our standard spell loadout here, and this covers most of what we need for Total Mastery. So if we look at the 6 elements, we have covered, we have Earth by Supernaka, we have Ice by Glass Dance, Lightning by Shock Strike, and Fire by Eruption. So that just leaves Water and Wind. So for those, I've just grabbed Water Cannon and Sonic Boom. And Sonic Boom is going to be one of my main filler spells. I really like it for the faster cast time on this one. You can weave better, you can dodge better, it's just really strong. So the other component of Total Mastery is Blunt, Piercing, and Slashing. So for Blunt, J-Kick covers that. You can see. For Piercing, turns out Flying Sardine is piercing, so we can just use that. And then for slashing, we're going to use Sharpened Knife. We could use Cult Straw if we want. I like Sharpened Knife better. Faster cast time, similar to Sonic Boom. The other spell that we're going to take here is Loom. And that's helpful for the third act for dodging the meteor that he casts on us. Don't worry about this final sting combo for now. There's going to be, right after this, I'll show how we can use that to sort of cheese the last act. But we're going to do it more or less legitimately the first time. So we're going to hop in here. One note, I took Devour off my bar so I don't accidentally hit it. I'm not sure why it is, but if you use Devour, you don't get Perfect Blue. You still get the Can't Touch This component, but for some reason, you don't get Perfect Blue whenever you use it. Alright, so the first phase is the physical Reflect one. So I open up with Song of Torment. I hit him with a Water Cannon because I don't want to forget. I've done this so many times and accidentally just like forgotten to hit one of the required spells. So we're going to hit Water Cannon early. We'll use all of our primals here on him. Just run around and dodge his spells. So Ram's Voice, we're going to get out, run back in. He should follow up with Dragon's Voice usually. There it is. Next we see a Plane Cracker. This is different from our Plane Cracker because it follows up with Donuts, and he does a Roar. So we're going to bait the Roar, and then we're going to run to a safe spot. That's it for our first act. Now, second act is the one where he reflects magic damage, so this is where we'll be using our physical attacks. We can still open up with Song of Torment, because we cast it before he actually puts up the repelling spray. We're going to J-Kick in, use the fish so we don't forget about the piercing, and we'll just start cutting him. Going to cast Blazing Angun. We have to kill these guys. They cast Burn, and since we're not allowed to take damage, we have to kill them before they get that off. One Sharpened Knife is enough to do that. Going to cast Ram's Voice, so we'll just get out. Get back in. We'll cast some bolts, some roars, Plane Cracker, all that fun stuff. Guess he'll just die before he does his Plane Cracker. Alright, now the third stage, the Spicy Act. So we'll open up with Song of Torment. Now he puts up Repelling Spray, so we have to use our physical attacks here. So we're going to use Sharpened Knife and J-Kick. Now, one thing I want to mention about Sharpened Knife is that it turns on your melee auto attack. So you'll see these little, dinky hits for 26 crit right there. When he switches to his Repelling Spray, to his Ice Spikes, we need to stop targeting him and then target him again. This will turn off our auto attack. Lots of people have lost their runs on this by forgetting to turn off their auto attack and just getting a little bit of damage reflection from that. It really sucks when that happens. So he's going to cast Web. We're going to bait that, or we're going to come to the edge here, and we can't move here really. But we're going to bait the Meteor and loom out. Now, the reason that we bait to the edge is because this is going to leave behind a fire pool. Here he cast Ice Spikes, so I untargeted him and retarget him. And now I'll cast Song of Torment. And this is a kind of tough AoE sequence to dodge. He'll do Plane Cracker. We have to dodge that. And you can see it gets a little bit spicy here. If you need to, you can use Loom to dodge more easily. But you don't really have to go that way. And here you can see I killed him. We got all the things we needed, so can't touch this. Too fast, too furious. Total mastery. Perfect blue. Now there is an easier strat, and I'm going to talk about that in just a sec. Alright, I'm going to show another strat for getting perfect blue. I'm going to use the same spells as before, but this time I've added my Moonflute combo. So I've added Moonflute, Whistle, and Final Sting. Turns out you can actually sting Azulmagia in the third act and still get the perfect blue achievement. So we'll just be doing this as normal for the first couple of phases. So it does Ice Spikes. We'll toss a Water Cannon so we don't forget. Start hitting him with our primals. Gonna do Ram's Voice, we just dodge it. Ram's Voice again. I'll do his Plane Cracker. Bait the Roar. Dodge. There we go. First act, no problem. Same as before. Now we've got our physical act. J-kick, throw a fish, and then start cutting him. Throw a couple of bolts at me, just sidestep. I'll toss down the Angans. Kill those, no problem. More bolts. We'll walk out of the Ram's Voice. Right back in. And that's our second act down. Now in the third act, we can sting him from, it's like 40% health or something like that. Basically, right when he casts Web, or right before he casts Meteor, we're going to Moonflute, hit him with a couple sharpened knives, and then just kill him. So he puts up his Repelling Spray. Starts casting bolts. Ram's Voice will run out. Run back in. Dragon's Voice, we just stay in and keep cutting him. Next up is a Roar. We'll just sidestep it. Actually, we got some pretty lucky crits and stuff here. So right when he does Charybdis, we can actually Moonflute up. Dodge some bolts. He's going to cast Web. We'll Whistle. Here's our final Sting. And he's dead. And you can see we got perfect blue. So we could have actually stung way earlier if we wanted to. I was just kind of showing how lenient it actually is. So here we got all the requirements. We killed him with Final Sting. So we technically took damage, but that doesn't matter if we can't touch this. Still got that perfect blue.